Doctrines and philosophy. One major characteristic of Hindu traditions is the fact that no single book or text serves as the basis for the religion's philosophy, doctrine, rituals, and practices. Rather, there are a multitude of texts mainly written in the ancient Sanskrit language that have been translated. There are also several major contributions found in vernacular languages, such as Tamil. Hindu texts are usually distinguished as either Sruti, revealed, or Samarthi, remembered. Sruti refers to texts that were directly and divinely revealed to great sages, Maharshi or Maharishi, long ago. Meanwhile, Samarthi texts are believed to have emerged afterward, inspired by the contents of the revealed texts. Sruti, revealed Vedas. The Vedas are ancient, divinely revealed texts. There are 4 Vedas: the Arji Veda, Book of Hymns; Yajur Veda, Book of Sacrificial Rites; Sama Veda, Book of Chants; and Atharva Veda, Book of Spells and Charms. Although parts of the Veda are quoted in nearly all rituals, the contents and meaning of the texts are largely unknown to most Hindus except priests, religious leaders, or scholars. Upanishads. The Upanishads, also spelled Upanishads, are philosophical appendices of the Vedas. There are 12 major Upanishads that vary in length, content, and writing style. The main focus of the text is how to free oneself from material attachments and to unify the individual soul, Atman, with the ultimate soul, Brahman. Samarthi, remembered sastras. The term sastra in Sanskrit, also spelled shastra, means teaching or instruction. There are various sastras that cover a variety of topics including astrology, guides to public and domestic rituals, economics, and architecture. For example, the Dharmasastra is a body of Sanskrit literature that provides instruction on ethical situations depending on one's duty, dharma. Epics. The epics refer to 2 highly respected poems, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. These 2 together make up the literature known as Itihasa, roughly translated as history. The central theme of the epics is the protection of and adherence to Dharma in order to maintain a balance between the forces of good and evil in the universe. The epics are often retold, enacted, depicted in artworks, sung, and watched on television. Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, the Gita for short, is a section in the Mahabharata that is often highly revered on its own. The Gita is often thought of as a Hindu manual for spiritual life, presenting 3 possible salvific paths: duty-based household life, devotion-based practices, and knowledge-based renunciation. Puranas. The Puranas are an extensive collection of myths, legends and genealogies about the Hindu pantheon. Puranas tend to be sectarian. Some are devoted to Shiva, some to Vishnu, and some to various goddesses. One of the most popular is the Bhagavata Purana, which details the incarnations of Vishnu, especially the childhood of Krishna. General beliefs. Ultimate soul, Brahman, and individual soul, Atman. One concept that underpins the philosophies and doctrines of contemporary Hinduism is the concept of Brahman, ultimate soul. The universe is often believed to be a manifestation of Brahman. All things are thought to derive from Brahman, and as such are divine. In turn, all things are one and the same despite different bodies and experiences. This notion of divinity underpins the common South Asian greeting Namaste, often meaning I greet the divine within. It is also thought that each individual soul, Atman or Jivatman, shares an intimate connection with Brahman. A common spiritual goal expressed is the unification of the individual soul, Atman, with the Brahman. Meanwhile, some other theological positions and devotional movements affirm the distinction between the Brahman and the Atman. Hindus also differ as to whether Brahman is best understood as lacking any qualities or attributes, i.e., an impersonal god, or as a personal goddess manifested in the Hindu pantheon. The sacred sound of Om or Om is believed to represent Brahman. The Hindu pantheon. Hinduism is sometimes thought to be polytheistic, worship of more than one deity, due to the expansive pantheon of gods and goddesses. Some consider all deities in Hinduism to be manifestations of Brahman. Hinduism is also sometimes referred to as a henotheistic religion, in which an individual may worship one god or goddess without denying the existence of other gods or goddesses. Indeed, it is common to find most Hindus commemorating, evoking or venerating more than one god or goddess. The choice of deities to worship is typically influenced by family traditions, including the temples visited, allegiances, religious leaders, as well as local and regional influences. All gods and goddesses have multiple functions or abilities that usually determine when and why they are evoked. There are also many regional and local gods and goddesses who preside over small villages and towns. Their patronage is often sought during natural disasters or epidemics. Major gods include Trimurti, the three male gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, who make up the head of the hierarchy in the Hindu pantheon. Their respective roles relate to creating, sustaining and dissolving each universe cycle. See Trimurti in narratives and myths to learn more about each god. Consorts of the Trimurti. Each of the three major gods has female consorts. Sarasvati, Brahma's female companion depicted as either his consort, daughter or granddaughter, Lakshmi, Vishnu's consort, and Parvati, Shiva's consort. Devi, the term Devi is a broad term meaning goddess. Mahadevi, great goddess, or Sakti, divine female creative energy, refers to the ultimate goddess of female power which manifests in all goddesses. The female divine is considerably important in particular Hindu traditions. She usually manifests as a benevolent figure, for example, Lakshmi and Parvati, or as a fierce figure, for example, Kali or Durga. Rama is a highly revered incarnation of Vishnu and the protagonist of the Ramayana. People tend to worship or devote themselves to Rama due to his desirable attributes as a role model of right action and reason. Krishna, also known as Krishna, is another highly revered incarnation of Vishnu and one of the main characters in the Mahabharata. He is often adored for his personality and playfulness. Krishna is also the focus of many devotional offshoots of Hinduism. Ganesh, also known as Ganesa or Ganapati, is the elephant-headed god who is the son of Shiva. Ganesh is usually worshipped before any major enterprise or event due to his ability to remove obstacles. Hanuman is Rama's monkey army commander and devotee. He is often worshipped as a subsidiary figure in temples dedicated to Rama or in shrines solely devoted to the monkey god. Hanuman is upheld as the ideal model of devotion. Incarnations. Avatar. The term avatar derives from the Sanskrit word avatara, which means descent. It refers to the incarnation of a deity in animal or human form to counteract a particular evil on earth. The idea of avatars usually refers to the god Vishnu and his incarnations. The concept is also sometimes used in a broader sense to refer to any manifestation of a deity in a particular physical form, including gurus. The cycle of rebirth, samsara, literally wandering, is a broad concept that refers to the beginningless and endless cycle of rebirth. According to Hindu thought, an individual soul, Atman, transmigrates from one body to another in a continuous cycle. The kind of life one experiences in their next rebirth is dependent on their accumulated karma. Karma. The concept of karma broadly refers to actions. It is often understood as a theory of cause and effect, whereby one's intentional actions lead to some effect or consequence. The individual soul, Atman, carries all positive, negative and neutral karma. The kind of body the individual soul inhabits in their next birth is determined by the karma they accumulated in their previous lives. More positive karma leads to a more positive rebirth of the individual soul, while negative karma leads to a more negative rebirth. For many Hindus, the concept of karma explains why they may have positive or negative experiences in their life, such as sickness or good fortune. Dharma. The term dharma refers to a complex concept with various meanings. It is commonly taken to mean truth, order, law, teaching, virtuous behavior, religion or duty. The term dharma captures the Hindu thought that each being has its own duty they ought to follow. To act according to one's dharma is to act appropriately in the context of which action they should perform. Thus, dharma is context-sensitive, meaning that duties differ according to one's age, life station, gender and caste. This idea of personal dharma is sometimes known as svadharma. Life stations, asrama. The concept of life stations, asrama, refers to 4 life stages a Hindu passes through. These 4 stages are student, brahmacharin, householder, gaza, forest dweller, vanaprastha, and renouncer, samnyasin. There are specific duties one ought to follow at each stage. Hinduism, diverse worship choices driven by family traditions, local influences, and religious leaders. Paths include student, householder, forest dweller, and renouncer. Not all Hindus follow this structure. Some may choose to be a renouncer straight away, such as a swami, while others may choose to remain with their family. The idea of life stations is connected to the concepts of duty, dharma, caste, varna, and goals, purusartha. Goals of human life. Purusartha. Hindu texts have described 4 general aims to strive towards during a lifetime. These 4 goals, purusartha, are urta, wealth or prosperity, kama, sensory fulfillment, dharma, fulfilling duty, and moksha, liberation. Just like the idea of life stations, asrama, not all Hindus pursue all goals. Paths. Marga. The influential Hindu text known as the Bhagavad Gita presents 3 overlapping paths, marga, towards liberation. All paths are thought to reach the same goal of liberating the soul from the cycle of rebirth. Path of action. The path of ritual action or duty, karma marga, entails a selfless service to society by adhering to one's dharma. This path is largely connected to the caste system and household life, such as bearing children. Path of knowledge. The path of knowledge, jnana marga, is to strive to obtain knowledge of Brahman through appropriate austerities. This entails the use of meditative concentration, studying under a special religious teacher, guru, and undergoing ethical and contemplative training. This path is often associated with renunciates or monastics. Path of devotion. The path of devotion, bhakti marga, entails the love, surrender, and devotion for a personal God. Some of the practices associated with this path are participating in worship, at home and temples, as well as maintenance of the shrine and morty of the deity. This is thought to be for all humans irrespective of their social position, for example, caste or gender.